I stare at the envelope for a moment before suddenly remembering that there are people around me. Oh dear. Curiosity is upon their faces. We will not sate it. They must feast upon their knowledge. Or curiosity. That's the word. Curiosity. There's a very strange, somewhat invasive feeling about their expressions. I kind of want to be alone right now. Iwanako? Did we say that out loud? Damn it. It's nothing. Thank you for bringing this to me, you two. I should think so, after what we went through to get it to you. I swear there was going to be a different word there, I don't know why. I step back and say my goodbyes. Misha theoretically pouts even as I go out the door, but Shizune and Hanako remain very visibly curious about my reaction. I hope they won't interrogate me on this later. Hanako, maybe. Shizune, most definitely. The smell of the gardens is as always a very pleasant sensation. Some of the most visible signs of how well funded this school is, aside from its sheer size, are the expanse and condition of the grounds. A good number of students can be seen eating lunch, chatting and playing on the bright green lawns. Even some of the staff is enjoying the summer here, keeping watch over the students and idly walking along the long concrete paths. I'd never seen a sight like this in my home city. On excursions, maybe, but certainly never in the school or anywhere near where I lived. I resisted from finishing the excursions line off. I resisted. Even the bench I sit on to read is warmer thanks to the summertime sun, reminding me of why I haven't worn the school blazer even once yet. I can't even read that. Considering this, the sunflowers and splashes of vibrant yellow colouring adoring the paper are quite appropriate for the time, if only the words written on it were as well. Okay, this is how you're our translator. Here I was thinking I'd managed to get over her when this troublesome thing shows up. Oh, right, yeah, I get it. The pause, you get it. Her handwriting looks vaguely familiar at best, and only now that I see it again, I remember that she used to write in pink pen a lot. She was always very girly, for lack of a better term. But she was so quiet. She was also quite fragile. There we are. I never knew if I liked this aspect of her or not. Though, with the arrival of this letter, that question seems to have become largely moot. The letter begins with not much more than an update on the state of things going on in her life. My old class had a good start to the school year. Many are anxious about the exams that will be coming up in the future. Google Translate. I'm ashamed, etc. But it ends on a very personal, if brief note. It feels a bit like she wrote most of the letter just to try and soften the blow from the ending. I'm curious what the blow is. Oh, there we are, translation. I wanted to somehow express my feelings, but the right words didn't come to me. I couldn't say anything to comfort you. I'm really sorry for not being able to support you when it mattered the most, even though I like you so much. At least now, finally, I can be more honest. If I could go back to those quiet days in February and March, I'd tell you to not give up on yourself. That's what I would say. Maybe you wouldn't have drifted so far away if I had just said something. I hope you managed to get back on your feet on your own. Now that the distance between us is also physical, it also feels more final somehow. I wonder if we will meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. Still, if you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. I'd very much like to hear about your new school and how you're doing. I wish you all the best. Sincerely, Iwanaka. You know what I'm gonna say, but I'm not gonna say it. And so that's that. Our relationship is over. God, I'm gonna say it now. Nothing began. It started with, I like you, and then you had a heart attack, then in hospital, then you came here. That was it. And I don't think sitting in a hospital with her being quiet counts as dating. Yes, I'm very cynical. And so that's that. Our relationship is over. Nice, neat and tidy, with no ambiguity. I can say that right. I hadn't held on to any illusions, that it could ever begin anew. The last time she visited me, neither of us said a thing except for the one word she said as she left for the last time. Goodbye. Be that as it may, this feels more final. The caps... I'm probably going to get violated by this word as well. The capstone, I was right, on an experiment that both of us tried and failed at. A loud shout draws my eyes away from the letter. It's just some students horsing around, with one of the teachers standing nearby coming over to talk to them. Are you okay? Who's this? No, it's... Yuko. A tentative voice comes from my side. For a moment I assume it to be Hanako, but it's actually Yuko. Oh, hello Yuko. I thought you'd be in the library. She gives a cheerful smile, one quite fitting the atmosphere, and flourishes the empty wrapper of a roll in her hand. She must have someone else covering for her while she grabs something to eat. It reminds me that I haven't had anything to eat yet. I don't feel hungry though, and skipping one lunch won't hurt. Mind if I sit here? Sure, go ahead. In my translation that would be, leave me alone! I quickly slide the letter back into its envelope, slipping it inside my bag propped against the side of the bench as Yuko takes a seat. She drops the wrapper into the bin beside us. Without much else to do, I lean back and take what enjoyment I can from the sun, silently reflecting on the letter. The lush lawns, the clear blue skies, everything looks so different from the way it did back then. Even the school surroundings, from the hill it's on to the wood around it, are completely opposite to the urban scenery I remember. Maybe this is what it's like to feel homesick. Then again, it's not an outright bad sensation. The feel of the area around Yamaku, while very different, is also nice. Shut up, phone. I think I could get used to it. Yes, it's my phone this time, not the chair. It's just a bleep, and it's annoying me. Hey, Sam? I don't know what I said there. Yeah. You didn't answer my question from before. I wasn't going to say anything, but you still look troubled. You asked a question? If you don't want to say anything, though, that's okay. I don't mind it at all. Sorry for asking something strange like that. Oh my god, please answer the question. I don't mind. It's just, I got a letter from someone I knew before I came to Yamaku. It made me think about some things. How she abandoned you. That's how to put it, plain and simple. I thought I'd managed to get over most of the problems that my accident caused, but now I'm not really so sure. I kinda wish I'd never seen it. Then we should have burned it with fire. Why didn't I suggest that? I don't think that's good, Hisao. Okay, I demand some elaboration. When my boyfriend left me... When my boyfriend left me, he did so very suddenly, and never let me know why. At first I was very depressed about it, but I decided to forgive him. You forgave him? Couldn't he at least have talked properly with you about it? He was always one of those people who found it difficult to come close to others. In the end, I decided that I fell in love with him for a reason. He was a good person, and I think that if I had been in his position, I would probably have found it just as hard to try and talk to him. I don't really see the connection to the letter I got. I mean that, and how should I put this? It must have been very hard for that person to send that letter, and if they did, I think they must have thought very hard about exactly what to say. Iwanaka managed to write this letter. There is some logic in that. Iwanaka managed to write this letter and bring a final close to our relationship, something that I'd never managed to do. If he says relationship one more time, I'm gonna kill him. Whereas here I am, trying to protect and help Hanako as best I can, especially with Lily leaving for a while, and I'm not even able to deal with my own problems. We should have burned the letter with fire and thunder and water and earth. Does that make sense? I said there was logic, don't push it. She takes my non-response and furrowed brow as doubt. She really reads faces too much, just like a certain other person. But Elizawan. Yeah, that makes sense. The letter was just kind of a shock, really. I think I tried to fool myself into thinking that my life reset when I came to Yamaku, but now I'm suddenly aware that it didn't. I'm at a bit of a loss about how to deal with these feelings. I have none, so I think that's oh god, is someone moving about? I wasn't wrong last time. Be right back. People outside, damn noisy beggars. I think that's something I can't really help you with. Sorry. It's fine. I think being able to talk with you helped me get things sorted out a bit better in my head. Yeah, but I shouldn't have paused it, but still. So, thanks anyway. You know I didn't say that, but still. She nods and smiles sweetly. Yuko is a nice girl, so it's a shame she's so highly strung so often. Jesus Christ, that made me jump. The school bell ringing out startles us both. I was supposed to be back before the bell. Oops. She jumps off the bench and almost races off without a second word, but turns on her heel as she remembers she was talking to me just now. I'll see you later, so cheer up, okay? I'll try to. Thanks, Aunt. Yuko. You know what I was going to say then. With a quick bow, Yuko takes her leave and begins her rush to the library. Her flight catches the curious eyes of a few passing students who are enthusiastically trudging back to their classes after their fun. Reluctantly standing from the bench, I dust myself off and join them. Even while I walk through the gardens back to the main building, the thought of the letter in my bag doesn't stray far from my mind. Throw it in the bin. Do 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 Katawa Shoujo do 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 do. What the hell are we doing outside? The feeling of walking through the streets is one of very deep nostalgia. While Yamaku may be like the reverse of where I've lived in the past, the city at night is amazingly familiar. Oh yeah, and now I remember. My eyes are moving constantly from the bright electronic screens glowing high in the night sky, to the street lamps piercing the darkness with their light, to the businessmen enjoying themselves after work, and the busily talking couples on dates. Ha! I laugh. Even if I didn't want to, I can't help soaking in every aspect of the city. I savor its familiarity like a sweet candy sitting on my tongue. Like Cadbury's like Galaxy when it's cold. It's delicious. Well, hello there, you two. Lily is walking to my left with her cane swaying to and fro, holding onto her sister's arms for guidance while talking to her. Compared to travelling by taxi or bus, being driven by Akira is her rather nice. Is her really? Being driven by Akira in her rather nice car was a much more enjoyable experience. Oh, hello there. Maybe not for the person on my right, though. While Lily was used to her sister's driving style, and I quite liked a bit of excitement, Hanako was holding very tightly to the door for most of the trip. Everything looks so pretty at night. No, it doesn't. It's all light pollution. Hanako quickly looks down yet again as she accidentally catches someone's gaze. Yeah, it does. My answer isn't very thoughtful since I'm distracted by so many thoughts that I find it hard to keep up on small talk. One of those distractions, aside from the city sights, is how Hanako looks. Heh? One of those distractions, aside from the city sights, is how... Oh, right, you mean how she dressed. Yeah. I'm with you now. This is the first time I've seen her in something other than her school uniform on her, or her pajamas. It gave me pause when I first saw her outfit, when we met up at the school gate. I hope you complimented her. Considering how much her head is lowered when people walk near us, I imagine that the hat she wears is more than a fashion statement. While initially I was wary of Lily's plan to take us out into the city, when night fell, it became obvious she had a thought about this. Not many people had paid Hanako much heed since the darkness hides her scouring well. I get the feeling that Lily is going to be ruler of the world. So, we're in the city. Any ideas on what to do? Akira beams a smile. Something tells me that she's the one who is making this particular decision, even if her sister may have proposed the outing in the first place. You'll see. Just follow us. I nod and try my best to stifle a grimace. After what happened during Hanako's birthday party, I don't trust Akira's judgment all that much. Oh, have a little faith. We keep walking and I notice that we're passing more and more cafes, restaurants and other eateries. Ooh, that's some nice music. Every once in a while, a drunken man in a suit comes out of a bar, usually being supported by another, but for the most part, the customers around this part of the city look young and fashionable. Why do we care? Different kinds of music come and go as we pass by each business. The discord, oh god, you're killing me, created by the overlaps should be grating. Probably. But it reminds me so strongly of the times I spend in the city with my old friends that I don't mind. Hanako and I have started to drift a little apart from Lily and Akira. That comes to a stop when I hear a soft thud from beside me. Oh dear lord. Sorry. By the time she rights herself from her apologetic bow, the middle-aged businessman she bumped into is walking away after mumbling a half-hearted apology. Twat!